Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gert Retief. Tonight, traveling to Japan again, and in particular, I'm traveling to the Nikka distillery. I've been there quite often, as you can see from all my reviews, and to date, I've quite enjoyed all of them. My last review was something special that I got from a YouTuber, Greg's Whiskey Guide. It was a 12-year-old Nikka. Absolutely fantastic. Crazy stupid price, but I did love it. So tonight we are looking at the Nikka Pure Malt. Nice little bottle, Japanese label on it. A little bit of a Japanese writing. Not a lot of information on it. Just gives me that Nikka Whisky Taketsuru Pure Malt, bottled at 43% ABV, product of Nikka Whisky, distilled in Japan. So yeah, it is a real Japanese whiskey. Everything is done in Japan, not sourced in Scotland and then bottled in Japan. Back of the bottle, a little bit of the Mr. Taketsuru's story about his background, and of course everybody knows the story, everybody heard the story. I'm not going to give the story again. There's a lot of people that already told the story. I think every person that have had whiskey from Japan know the story already. So what I did find out, it is 43% ABV, but it is non-chill filtered. It's a little bit strange on that one. What I also know, I do add some color, and with a little bit of digging, I also found some more information with production, and we're talking about 264,000 bottles are done yearly. I'm not 100% sure on that figures. It sounds a little bit very high, but of course it also reflects in the price itself. So this one was 65 euros, and with about 5-6 euros to get it to my doorstep. So I paid 70 euros for this bottle. No age statement, kind of expensive, but I expect quite a lot on this whiskey. I do like all of them. I had a couple of them. I will put a link somewhere so that you can have a look at all the Nikkas that I've tried over the last year. So I'm quite hopeful for this one. Spent a lot of money and I don't want to be disappointed. So on to the whiskey itself. A nice dark copper color, maybe a dark gold color. So color-wise, I do like it, but of course, from what I understood, there is some color added. So maybe not such a good idea to talk about the coloring. Why they added color? Nobody knows. So on the nose, cheers. Now, the nose, for me, like the other Nikkas I had, I do like the nose. In this one, I get a little bit of a citrus note coming out, but it's not overpowering. So, but the citrus note is there, a little bit of a lemon rind, a little bit of a lime, a little bit of a grapefruit. So all different type of a mixture of citrus. And then I get a little bit of a peat. Now, I wasn't expecting that. I did on the Nikka Yoshi. I was expecting to find a little bit of a peat in that one, and I did. Didn't think I'm going to get a peat on this one. There is also a little bit of a sherry cask influence. How much influence, I do not know. Could not find any information on that. So definitely a hint of a peat, not much. I also get a little bit of that fresh fruit coming out. So it reminds me of something like an apple, also maybe moving into a little bit of a pear note coming out. So very similar to the normal Nikkas that I've tried. A little bit of a vanilla note coming out as well. Definitely the sherry, not a huge influence, but I do get that typical sherry influence as well. So quite nice, pleasant. A little bit of a light honey note coming out. everything seems quite balanced. Also a little bit not overly complex, I think. So the aromas is quite a light aromas. It's nothing that overpowers everything for me till now. I also get something that I don't get quite often, but a little bit of a herbal note. Maybe it's something like a hint of a basil, of a hint of a thyme, but a little bit of a green note. That's something that I don't normally pick up. And what I also get on that green note, I get a little bit of a chocolate note, an unsweetened dark chocolate note, but not much also in the hint. So on the nose, everything is a hint of this sweetness as well, a hint of the peat, a hint of a pears, a hint of the apples, the hint of the fruits. So quite balanced, I think. On the taste, of course, cheers. On the taste, I didn't expect it to taste this way. The first thing that I do get is that big alcohol bite. I would not have expected this alcohol bite on 43% ABV. It feels to me a little bit on the youthful side. That nip of that very young whiskey. How old it is, I don't know. It could be 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, I don't know. But for me, it feels a little bit on the young side. Then the next thing that I do get after that initial bite is I get a lot of oak. Little bit surprised on that one. Let me just try again. Definitely a spicy, oaky note coming through. Did not expect that. That it's said youthful, so I don't expect a lot of oak to be drawn out of the wood. But I did get, every time I go back, I get a little bit more of that oaky bitterness. I do get a little bit of a peaty note coming out as well. More on the peat, on the taste than on the nose itself. Sweetness. There's again, like the nose, it's just a light sweetness coming out. And it's a little bit of a sour note I also pick up. And the sweetness also remind me more of it unsweetened 90% dark chocolate. So quite a lot of dark chocolate, dark tannins, little bitterness coming out of this whiskey. The sherry, I still get a hint of that sherry. If I think of all the whiskies or sherried whiskies, I do get that hint of that, but definitely not a sherry monster at all. So quite a contrast between the nice balanced notes. When you move into the taste, that feels a little bit rough for me. The alcohol feels a little bit rough. And then also a little bit of that quite oakiness, that bitterness, maybe moving into a little bit of a double espresso type of taste notes in it. Not unpleasant. But as you know, I am not a big fan of the oak whiskies or overly oaked whiskey. That feels for me a little bit overly oaked. Now, if I compare it to all the other Nikkas that I've had over the last year, definitely this is not going to be my top favorite one from Nikka. I think the 12-year-old was just killing it for me. So a little bit for me, a little bit of a disappointment. I was really looking forward to nosing and tasting this one. A little bit of a disappointment for me. Score-wise, I'm going to give it an 82 out of 100. It could be so much better, I think. That tannins that they got out of it was just too much for me. So that's me on the Nikka Taketsuru. A little bit of a up and down, a little bit of a hopefulness with the taste, a little bit of a disappointment in the taste in the end. But I'm sure there's people that would love it, people that like a little bit of a not so sweet whiskey. This one is for you. People that like somebody that's got a little bit of a oakiness, this one is definitely for you. Would I buy it again? Most probably not. I have a full bottle. It will last me quite a long time. It is a fresh bottle, so it might change over time. So maybe in the next couple of months or 6 months or maybe a year, I will come back again on this bottle, and maybe it have changed so much that I would love it then. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I like to hear what is your opinion on this Taketsuru. Have you tried it? What did you think about it? So see you next time. Cheers.